And joined in studio now by Sterling Scott. He is the CEO of Grow Life Incorporated. PHOT is their stock symbol. Sterling, good to see you again.
Very nice to see you. Thank you. Thanks for having us back.
Well, now you are involved in an industry that is getting so much attention right now. I mean, it had been getting attention for quite some time, but I think when the election results in Colorado and Washington with respect to legalizing both medical and recreational marijuana came about, it's really put you into a tremendous spotlight. I mean, now we even have someone in the U.S. Congress that is floating a bill to basically just get rid of marijuana laws as they are in the books right now. I mean, what is it like being CEO of a company getting all this attention?
It is a heady time, I think, for the industry. It certainly has been for us. And what it does is it just exaggerates for us in our opportunity is so great, and it feels very good to be able to take that level of attention and be able to tell our story about the main mission of Grow Life Inc. PHOT is to have a very strong public company dedicated to the medical marijuana space that complies with the laws as we know them, but realizes a lot of that opportunity for our shareholders, for the people that our companies service. It's a unique opportunity. I almost couldn't have imagined it 4 or 5 years ago, but here we are.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's almost kind of a perfect storm because, let's face it, governments are looking for ways to generate revenue from thin air. And obviously they can do so by legalizing marijuana for both medical and recreational purposes and placing a tax on it and regulating it. It must feel to someone who, I guess we'd have to find someone who's 85 or 90 years old to tell us what it was like in, say, the last 18 months or so of Prohibition. What that must have been like back then, what the mood of the country must have been during that time. I mean, we're really experiencing something altogether similar right now, aren't we?
I mean, I think we are, and the opportunities are very interesting. One of the things that we announced a couple of weeks ago was a partnership with a company by the name of It's not a partnership. We've engaged a company by the name of Medicus Research. And we're working with them to position and to help direct Grow Life in an effort to get involved in those therapeutic uses of medical marijuana. As you say, there are 18 states in the District of Columbia that currently recognize a number of clinical conditions that are suitable for treatment by medical marijuana. What we're interested in doing as a company is getting ourselves positioned so that we can take a leadership. Mm-hmm. And those, during Prohibition, it would have, it's such a striking change.
Yes.
But what's happened is the view that marijuana was a gateway drug, well, that's been discredited to a very large extent. You have a lot of states that are genuinely interested in supporting these therapeutic applications, which presents a very nice opportunity for us, which is why we partnered with these guys, Medicus Research, in a way that allows us to start to determine a direction based literally on the hundreds, actually thousands, of scientific and medical literature references and publications that work on these therapeutic applications. So, you know, we're moving from a prohibition into serious, clinical trials for therapeutic and clinical conditions. And you're right. It's almost striking beyond words, but that's what we have today.
Well, and from a public relations standpoint, the industry has gone from having spokespeople in publications like Cheech and Chong and High Times to now we see it in medical journals, we see it in Fortune magazine, we see it in Forbes magazine as they're talking about the opportunities. It's really a paradigm shift, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, one of the, your readers or your viewers might be interested, Don, in knowing that last week there was an article that appeared in The Economist. And that article was about medical marijuana and included an interview with a guy by the name of Brendan Kennedy and conveyed the estimate, which is, we think, very credible, that the size of the industry is about $50 billion. So this is The Economist helping to add additional information and credibility to what we already know is a vast and large market that we are participating in.
Grow Life Incorporated, PHOT is their stock symbol. We'll continue to watch this story. It's fascinating.
Thank you, sir.